Hello everyone, this is Rajneesh. I am part of customer success team at Broadcom. In this video, I am going to demonstrate how to monitor GMX metrics exposed by a Java app running in a container in Kubernetes pod. We will use Universal Monitoring Agent or UMA to report GMX metrics into APM. UMA provides auto discovery, auto attach, auto monitoring, and support of several persona views out of the box. It will auto-discover the containers in Kubernetes cluster, auto-attach agent configuration to apps running in those containers, and automatically start monitoring them. UMA is our cloud-native agent approach for full-stack solution for Kubernetes platforms like Red Hat OpenShift, AWS EKS, Azure AKS, and so on. Documentation for UMA is publicly available at this location. And there is a YouTube video which talks about configuring and setting up UMA. For UMA to report JMS metrics in APM, we need to configure the app. First, the JVM should be started with these system properties. These properties enable remote monitoring of JMX metrics using clients like JConsole. And these are the annotations that should be added to pod spec to let UMA know that this particular container in this pod needs JMX based monitoring. Note that these first two annotations are the mandatory annotations. Rest of them are optional and you can use them depending on your need. If everything is properly configured, we should be able to see JMX metrics in APM under this path, and we will see that shortly in the demo. Now let's go through the step-by-step hands-on process to achieve this. This is my APM SaaS tenant running in GCP, that is Google Cloud. I have a 3-node Kubernetes cluster set up already and UMA deployed. So let me go to metric view, and as you can see, UMA is already reporting metrics from the nodes in the cluster. These are my 3 nodes ending in 46, 47 and 48. If I expand any of these nodes, then I can see that Kubernetes related metrics are also getting reported already. These are the namespaces that I have in the system. For the purpose of this demo, I am going to use a sample app, TixChange. TixChange is a web-based app that has a web portal, an authentication service, and MySQL database in the backend. The web portal and authentication service run into Tomcat web server. Tomcat exposes many MBeans by default, and we will see that those metrics are reported. An application developer may add additional MBeans in the app. Let's move on to the hands-on demo. Let me log into my master node in the cluster. So I'm now logged into the master node ending in 46. Let us examine the various nodes in the cluster. And you can see I have a 3-node cluster. You may remember that 46, 47, 48 are the same nodes that we just saw in APM metric view. And for the purpose of my sample application, my master node is also allowed to deploy pods because it is labeled as node. I will now show how the pod spec is changed to contain the annotation required to enable GMX monitoring. Since all three components of the app are based on Docker images, I had already specified the JVM system properties in the image itself using Dockerfile. But we will soon verify that those properties are added to JVM. So now let me open the deployment descriptor for my application. So this is one single deployment file, YAML file, which contains the description and specs for all the components in my application. This is MySQL, which is the backend, and this is the web portal. And here you can notice that I have added these annotations to enable JMX monitoring by UMA of this particular container. Notice that this string has to be same as the container name here, so that the reason is a pod can contain multiple containers, and so we need to let UMA know what container is interested in JMX based monitoring. This port is the port on which the JMX server in the container would be running, and we will see that I have already set up this port in the startup parameters of the application. Let us go to authentication service, and it also has the same annotations. I have chosen to whitelist all the JMX metrics coming out of the container. You may choose to blacklist some of the metrics that you don't want to be displayed in or reported into APM. Again, notice the container name, which is the container in this pod. Also notice that I'm using this same port for both web portal and authentication service. And that is possible because both web portal and authentication service are running in different pods. And so they do not share the network namespace. But if you have multiple containers running in the same pod, then this port has to be different for each container because they will be running in the same network space. And so they will share same IP address and port space. So once my pod spec is annotated, let us go ahead and deploy the application. So before I deploy the application, I need to first create a namespace. And I choose to create a namespace called TixChange for my TixChange web application. And the namespace is created. Now let us deploy the application. Now my application is based on Helm charts, and so I'm using Helm to install my application. But depending on how your app is designed to be deployed, this may be entirely different. Okay, so the app Helm has done its work. Let us see what's happening with Exchange namespace. All right, so if you notice, the web portal pod is deployed on node 48, whereas authentication service pod is deployed on node number 47. Okay, let us again see if all the pods are running. Yes, they are. Let me quickly verify if my authentication service and web portal, they are all looking good. So I'll go, and if this page is displayed, then it signifies that my web portal is all good. Let me try to log into system so that I can verify that authentication service is also in good state. So I'm trying to access the application from outside the cluster. Plus, since this is a JSP based application, so the first time application is loaded, all the JSPs are compiled into servlets. So the first time interaction takes a little longer. But again, it's a sample app, so performance is not an issue here. And let us see if the authentication service authenticates me. Here we go. So now we can be sure that application or reports are all in good state. Let us now verify whether the specified system properties are correctly attached to the JVM. For that, I will look into or log into one of the pods to change. Let us look into web portal. All right, so I can clearly see that the required properties for JMX remote monitoring are attached to the JVM. And as I mentioned, I did it as part of my image creation itself, Docker image creation itself. Let us also look at what's happening with the authentication service. And this also looks good. It also has those properties. The port is 65500 here. The port is 65500 here also. They are different ports, so they can have the same port because they are not shared. They are not sharing the network space. So far, everything is looking good. Now, let us go into APM and see if the application has been auto discovered, the agent configuration is auto attached, and the application has automatically started reporting into APM. So coming back to APM, if I go to my agents view, I see that my applications have been attached an agent. So the containers have been auto discovered, the agent configuration has been auto attached, and let us see if the application has started reporting automatically. So if I go in here, if I click on Kubernetes namespaces, if I look at Exchange, so I see that this is my web portal running on node number 48. Click on containers and click on TixWeb, that is my container name, and I see that my JMX metrics are being reported into APM. So now you can look at various JMX metrics. These are all default Tomcat JMX metrics that are given to us by Tomcat. And this is a sample Mbin that my application had implemented, but all of the rest of them are the default JMX metrics that the Tomcat has provided to us. Now, before I conclude this video, let us also see how we can create a dashboard based on the JMX metrics. So this is one dashboard that I have set up, which is purely based on only on JMX metrics, and you can set up similar dashboards for your needs for better monitoring. And I clubbed them into different rows, and they are the different metrics that are getting reported from my application, the JMX metrics. So you can come up with similar dashboard or howsoever is the design, but this is how it looks. Let us now also cover a last point of, if out of curiosity you want to connect to JMX server that's running in Kubernetes container from your laptop. For that, the first thing that we need to do is we need to set up a port forwarding from a local port on this machine on the master node to a port in the pod, and the port in the pod has to be same on which our JMX server is running, which in our case, in this demo case, is 65500. So let me set up port forwarding, and let us, as an example, set up port forwarding on web portal. So I'll say kube control minus my namespace port. Local machines port and the pod and the port at which JMX server is running in this pod. I am just choosing to have the same port numbers for local as well as pod port, but you can choose different local port and that should also work. Okay, so port forwarding is now set up. The other step that we need to do is to open an SSH SOCKS proxy from my laptop into this master node. So for that, I'm going to run a standard SSH command, which opens a port from my, which opens a SOCKS proxy from my local laptop into this server, which is my master node. It will ask for my password, and that proxy has been set up. Now let us bring up JConsole. So what we have done until now is, from my local laptop, any traffic coming to my local laptop on this port will be forwarded to same port on this server, and this server is designed or set up to forward that traffic into the pods 65500 port. So let us run jconsole command and let us see what happens. And this is my jconsole. I do not have SSL certificates set up for my application, so it's an insecure connection, which is okay. And here you go. If you remember, these are all the MBeans that we just saw into APM console. And this way you can verify whether all the metrics are getting reported or not, whether whitelisted metrics are getting reported, but blacklisted metrics are not getting reported. So this brings us to the end of this video. Hope you liked it. Thank you for watching this video.